Today we have the redesigned 2024 Hyundai Kona, and this is one crazy feature-packed little crossover. Today we're looking at the Kona Limited, so it's the top trim, and it has so much more than you probably expect for the subcompact class. We're going to take a full detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this brand new Hyundai Kona for 2024. Now, starting with the trim levels, you're going to get the SE, SEL, N-Line, and Limited, and the Limited is the one that we have right here. It really does stand out a lot for this Kona this year. You've got a brand new front end. I've had a lot of different people actually ask me if this is an electric car. It kind of looks like it, but you've got some moving shutters right down there, some arrow shutters, but you've got this light bar right up front, which is really unique. This is specifically on the Limited, that entire light bar, but you will get LED headlights standard. It's a different design than what we saw before. So you got LED headlights. We also got LED blinkers right here as well. I think this looks pretty darn slick. Now the paint color on this one is Neoteric Yellow. It's definitely like a lime green. It's very unique, and it's got some pretty insane body lines on here. It kind of reminds me of the Elantra as well. Definitely Hyundai's newest design language. And this one fills out its arches, its wheel arches, with 19-inch wheels and some big body cladding on there as well. The cladding is going to vary a little bit depending on the trim. The N-Line is going to look a little bit sportier. Same thing with the mirrors, which we actually have turn signals in those. And all models are going to give you heated mirrors except the base model, so those of you in cold climates. Dimensionally, it actually gets longer. It's 171 inches as opposed to 166, and that shows with the cargo area and the back seat space. It's still very compact, but has more ground clearance with up to 8.3 inches of ground clearance with all-wheel drive here, and it's just bigger overall. You're also going to get an independent suspension on all-wheel drive models too. Another unique thing here is this light bar running across for the taillights there. We're going to have an LED turn signal here. I think that's just on the Limited trim. I'm not positive, but what do y'all think of the overall design and the look of this new Kona? Now, one thing that I definitely don't expect in a subcompact vehicle is a hands-free liftgate, and you don't even have to swipe your foot, wave your hand. The way that Hyundai has it set up is that if you're just in proximity of this rear end with the key for 3 seconds or 3 beeps, it'll open up. You can turn that feature on or off on the inside. Now, a closer look at the cargo area is going to show that this is bigger than it used to be, about 6 cubic feet bigger, which is a pretty big chunk, and you still have this dual level load floor, which is nice. I'll show you that in a second. There's a little light right over there. You also have a spot to hook something there or over there as well. There are some tie downs in here. There's another one in the corner. So each corner, and you can pull this thing up. First of all, you got a spare tire down there, which is great because so many vehicles are going without spare tires now. As annoying as that is, lift this up and boom. Now it's taller and you have more space underneath if you want. So it just depends what you want. This cargo cover can be removed, but you can fold the seats down with a lever on top of them. And this gives you more space as well. So if you get rid of the cargo cover, you've got a decently wide space. And since it's just a bigger vehicle, you now have more space. Just for reference, got a couple of backpacks there, my tripod. And this is what things look like. There's more height overall in here now too. Now, Hyundai still gives us the smart key system here. You've got your horn, remote start on there, unlock and lock, and you even have the ability to open up, why am I so low there? The ability to open up the back end and remote smart park assist. Let's go ahead and try that out. Okay, just started it up. Let's go ahead and push the forward button and see what happens. It's shifting right now, and there it goes. It's going to pull out of a spot. This is not something you'd expect on the subcompact class. Let go, and it stops. And the way this works, there's no smart access on the back doors. There is on the front doors. So you press that little divot to lock it, or you've got a sensor in the back to unlock it. Okay, now depending on the trim, you'll get different seats, power or manual. This one is going to give us the synthetic leather seat right here, or it's not leather, it's just synthetic. They call it H-Tex, but it still feels nice. It's pretty standard, typical material for the subcompact class. It looks good. It's even got perforations because it's also ventilated. I like these controls. They're not like buttons or anything. It's like an entire thing that you move. And you got height, you've got tilt, you've got recline, and you got two-way lumbar support on this model. The steering wheel is still manual adjustable as you'd expect. It is manual tilt and telescoping. One cool thing in here is that you have both heated seats and ventilated seats in this one, and you even have a heated steering wheel. The entire steering wheel is also heated, so that is nice. And space in here is just fine. It obviously feels a little bit snug as far as its width because it is subcompact, but it still has good space, and I haven't had any complaints, and I've driven it a few hundred miles without really getting stiff or sore or having any complaints at all about it. Now, the back seat is one of the biggest improvements here. You get 3 more inches of legroom. Now, maybe it doesn't look like a lot, but let's go ahead and hop in and take a look. That's a big deal for a subcompact vehicle. Okay, this is me sitting where I normally have this seat. I'm 5'9". I've actually got pretty good foot space and knee space. The seat maybe seems to be a little bit on the low side, but I can't complain at all for being subcompact. Plus, we've got air conditioning vents and a couple of charging ports down there. In the middle, fold down center armrest and a couple of standard sized little bottle holders. And I can even sit up tall with a hat without my head touching. So headroom is good, legroom is pretty good. You've got AC vents, charging ports. This is pretty good for subcompact. Now on the inside, push button start is right there. Hyundai gives you quite a bit in here. It's a very nice interior overall for what I was expecting, especially compared to the very first generation of the Hyundai Kona. You've got a soft armrest right here. This is hard touch plastic up top, not really surprised by that. Then you get front one touch automatic windows. Bottle holder down there, this is decent size, not huge, but you've got storage and a bottle holder. And just to the side, these kind of blend in, but you've got light controls right there, traction control, downhill assist. You also have your ability to open up your lift back, parking brake, and open up the hood. Hyundai gives us a 12-inch digital display right here. There's kind of a lot that you can see too. So you've got essentially like digital tacks on the side to where you've got your speed and your gauge on the right. You can use the steering wheel to control different pieces of information. So this is very similar to what we've seen in other Hyundais as well. So controlling things, changing what we see there. Then you can use the steering wheel to change different information of what you see on here as well. So this vehicle over the last 2,200 miles has averaged almost 29 miles per gallon with different people hot rodding it around for the most part. Over here, we also get a 12.3-inch screen, and there's one big difference is that Hyundai now gives us wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So you don't have to be plugged in anymore. That means you can still take advantage of the wireless charger sitting right down there. With this model, we also get the Bose premium audio system. And if we go back to here, it's a very simple layout. It's pretty user-friendly. It's not hard to get used to. You've got menu systems that you can go through on here. You've got a lot that you can customize on here as well, which is also pretty easy to get to. Very simple layout. I definitely appreciate that. And aside from the touchscreen, you have all of these buttons down here that you can use for shortcuts, so you don't have to touch the screen for everything. Below that, we've got dual zone climate control. So not just single zone, dual zone, little toggles right there, fan speed right here, where the fan goes. Then you've got physical controls on the side as well, even to sync up your temperature right there. I like the layout again. Plus, right above the wireless charging mat, you've got 2 USB-C charging ports in here, and you've got a 12-volt power outlet. So all those charging ports, plus a wireless charger, plus all of these driver controls like your heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, your brake hold. I'll go through the drive modes in a little bit. You can press that to lock the center differential to help you get out of some slippery situations. And check this out. Hyundai even gives us a 360 camera. Look at that. You can see next to the wheels. You've got a top-down view right there. You've got a whole different like 3D view here. Look at this. This is not something I was expecting on the subcompact Hyundai Kona. That is awesome. So drive modes, if I spin this dial, it's going to show up on there. So you've got normal, sport, and snow. No eco mode or smart mode like they used to have the smart mode. These cup holders are pretty cool. This entire area, there's just one complaint I have with it. So big mugs like this fit, smaller ones fit too because you've got these little plastic pieces to hold it in place. You can also get it out of the way. You can get rid of both of them and just have a giant bin right here. Now, I've had it to where I have like one drink in here in an open area, but this is all like scratchy plastic, and I wish this was maybe a little bit textured to have stuff not slide around. The same goes for in here underneath your center console. So like my sunglasses will kind of slide around sometimes and make that annoying noise. You can pop these cup holders out and boom, you're good. So the center console is weird. This lifts up, so it's completely exposed or partially exposed depending on what you want. So this little tray is there, and then that's open. Even when you close it, you can still get in there. It's just kind of partitioned here. And this little armrest right here is kind of small, but it's got a little bit of padding to it. One other cool thing from Hyundai is this brand new shelf. My wife likes that. It's just another little area to stash a couple things when you're traveling and you have a passenger. And there's even some gentle ambient lighting in there at night too. We also get an automatic dimming rearview mirror with garage control buttons right there. Then up here, LED interior lighting. Plus, we've got a moonroof. What a nice interior. Now under the hood with the gas model Konas, that's what I'm going to talk about. We've got a couple of different options depending on the trim level. Just like before, the lower trims, the SE and SEL, are going to get you their 2-liter naturally aspirated port injected 4-cylinder engine with a pretty mild amount of power. However, you can upgrade to this 1.6-liter direct injected turbo engine if you want. The N-Line and the Limited give us this one with 190 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque, now with an 8-speed automatic. They used to offer a dual clutch transmission in here, which is known for being more sporty, but really it was just more jerky. So I'm really glad that we have this conventional 8-speed automatic in here. Front-wheel drive is standard on all the Konas, but all-wheel drive is optional. Miles per gallon with the lower trims with the 2-liter give you up to 35 mpg on the highway. That's a good number, but it dropped significantly this year compared to last year with this model. The all-wheel drive shown here is 29 max on the highway. It does have good power and good torque, but still for a little vehicle, I'd expect a little bit better. All right, y'all, we're now behind the wheel of this Hyundai Kona. And the interesting thing is that we don't even have the Hyundai logo on the steering wheel. But my first impression driving the Kona is that despite being in the subcompact class, which is more known for a little bit of a rougher ride, that's just what you get with shorter, smaller vehicles, it's still fairly comfortable. It's a really good balance of ride and handling, and it's nice and punchy with this 1.6-liter turbo engine as well. It's got good torque and good horsepower numbers for this size of a vehicle. So we'll get on it and put it in sport mode later, but especially around town with little bursts of pedal, it does really well. And it's nice and punchy. And it's not jerky like it used to be when it had the dual clutch transmission. Now, this 8-speed has been pretty smooth. You've got a couple of big screens right here, which are pretty nice in a vehicle of this size. And now when I say that, you know, I comparatively speak because I see a lot of different sizes and classes and prices of vehicles. And for the price and the size, the Kona is very impressive. Handling is about what you would expect right here. It's not a sporty handler by any means. It's not meant to be. Even the N-Line version of the Kona isn't really a sports one. It's just more of just a fun look. They don't have the Kona N right now, which is an actual souped up Kona. Basically like a tall hot hatch. This one still has good power though. Normal drive mode, pedal down. It's definitely got good punch. It also has good brakes when you get on the brakes. You've even got paddle shifters on here as well. If you want to use those, you certainly can. But let me put us in sport mode. So you just twist the little drive mode knob, and then everything turns red right here. Pedal down. It's going to hold the RPMs up a little bit, so it's going to be punchier to get going. But with the turbo engine on day-to-day driving, it's very punchy and quick to get you going at different spurts. Now, one thing with Hyundai, you know, with this class an price of vehicle, you typically don't get laminated glass. You don't get laminated glass here. The wind noise has been fine. It's not really anything that you notice. I haven't noticed terrible road noise, but obviously you're going to get some road noise that gets into the cabin of a vehicle this size, and it's going to really depend on the tires as well. But day-to-day driving, the Kona has been good. I've put a lot of miles on this, mostly highway driving. It's been comfortable, and it also has the full-on driver assist features where you've got lane centering, you've got blind spot monitoring, you even have the blind spot view monitor in here too, which is totally unexpected. I did not expect them to shove that many features into this vehicle, but they did, and it makes for a really nice driving experience. So to wrap things up on this 2024 Hyundai Kona, I'm very impressed with just about everything about it. You know, for the subcompact class, it offers a lot of features. It's got decent fuel efficiency for this regular gas model. It's got good space inside considering its overall length and dimension, and it's just a nice overall subcompact. This Limited with this price is encroaching on the compact class pricing, but if you get something in that class for this price, you're not going to have nearly as many features. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this Hyundai Kona down below? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.